I remember the first time I dared to dream beyond the sterile, sunless lab where I'd been confined for years. My hands, once so confident wielding microscope and soil, trembled with the thought of a future where plants weren't just objects of study, but the very foundation of a city's heartbeat. But that dream, it was met with laughter, loud, cruel, relentless. My family called me a fool, said I was wasting my life chasing hippie sci-fi and that I'd never amount to anything. They told me I was an embarrassment, that I'd fail and prove them right. I am loving that text-to-speech. What do you think? Please share your response. I'll be waiting for you. I believed them at first, but I couldn't shake the conviction that nature, integrated thoughtfully into urban spaces, could heal and transform. When my plant-based medicine research was discredited by a jealous colleague, my years of hope and work dismissed as naive, I felt the weight of their words crushing me. I was cast aside, dismissed as a quitter, a dreamer who'd never make it. That betrayal stung more than I could say, but it ignited something fierce inside me, a relentless resolve to prove them wrong, not just for me, but for everything I believed in. I plunged into a new path, one they mocked even more, pioneering biophilic urban architecture. I poured myself into merging technology with nature, designing living buildings, green corridors, ecosystems that breathed and grew amid concrete jungles. My ideas were dismissed as hippie science, an impractical fantasy. But I knew better. Every setback, every sneer fueled my fire. I worked in solitude, often alone in my makeshift studio, transforming barren lots into thriving ecosystems, urban jungles that teemed with life, where children played beneath canopies of filtered sunlight and air was crisp with the scent of blooming wildflowers. Years passed. My work gained recognition, then acclaim. The city I once thought impossible, one that breathed and healed, became real. I watched as barren rooftops turned into lush gardens, abandoned lots into vibrant parks, and once despised concrete became a canvas for life. I learned that resilience isn't just about surviving. It's about transforming pain into power, mockery into momentum. I had succeeded in ways they never believed I could. I had proved that what they called ridiculous was in fact revolutionary. And yet, the greatest test awaited, returning home not just as a successful architect, but as a living testament to the power of unwavering faith in one's purpose. I made my way back to that small town where their doubts had once echoed like a relentless chorus. They still remembered me, I knew. The girl who chased impossible dreams. The family who called me an embarrassment. The day I returned, I didn't announce my success. I simply arrived, carrying a folder of plans, photos, and videos. Proof of what I'd built. I wanted them to see firsthand the transformation I'd crafted from nothing but conviction and sweat. I stood in the middle of what was once a derelict lot, an empty, cracked space that had been my canvas. Now it was a thriving ecosystem, a park full of native plants, a playground nestled beneath towering trees, a water feature that shimmered like a mirror to the sky. I watched their faces as they stepped into my world, eyes wide with disbelief. My father's jaw clenched. My mother's eyes welled with tears, and my sibling looked away, unable to hide a mixture of shock and shame. Then I spoke, voice steady, filled with quiet strength. This is what I've built. Not just a city, but a future. A place where nature and humanity can coexist, heal, and thrive. I was mocked because they couldn't see the possibility beyond their narrow view. But I knew, deep down, that the future belonged to those willing to nurture it, even when everyone else mocked them for dreaming too big. For a moment, silence hung heavy, thick with unspoken emotions. And then, something shifted. My father, who had once told me I was wasting my time, looked around, his eyes moist. "I didn't understand," he whispered. "I thought you were wasting your life on something impossible. But this is real. You proved us wrong." My mother, trembling, nodded. "I was so afraid you'd fail. I didn't believe in you. But seeing this, I realize how brave you've been to chase your vision despite everything." And in that moment, I saw the weight of their doubts lift, replaced by a reluctant respect. I realized that true success isn't just about the buildings or the accolades. It's about transforming pain into purpose, betrayal into redemption, and proving that even the most mockingly ridiculous dreams can become the future. Walking away that day, I felt an overwhelming sense of peace. I had come full circle, not just as a woman who dared to believe in her vision, but as someone who changed the world around her by refusing to give up. I understood then that resilience isn't just about personal victory. It's about inspiring others to see the beauty in their own dreams, no matter how impossible they seem. In the end, I learned that the greatest triumph isn't the recognition or the accolades. It's the quiet, unshakable faith in oneself, the courage to stand tall amid ridicule, and the ability to turn that adversity into a legacy that breathes life into the future. I am proof that even the ridiculous can reshape the world if you have the courage to believe in it. And that, I promise you, is the most powerful kind of victory of all.